divinely guided messages for healing of the mind, the body, and the soul. Welcome. So, one thing that I have noticed throughout my life and throughout these different changes that I've gone through, the different experiences that have taught me many things, all that stuff, is that sometimes you get caught up, like we all get caught up in the life that we're living. Like we set out on this course, and then you have like the plans, you have the plans, you set out, you do your thing, and then there you are, years later maybe, or there you are, not quite content with where you're at. And so, and then we keep going because it is what it is, and it's difficult to start trying to change things, or it's difficult to try and move in different directions. Age is often an issue. Like, no, you can't do that. That's the wrong age for that. No, you can't do that. It's the wrong age for that, and stuff like that. And so we get kind of stuck in the choices that we have made previous, or that we have made earlier in our life. And so, if anything, this message might be your encouragement to, no matter where you are at in your life, no matter what choices you have made before, no matter where you're at the current, you have the power to change it. You have the power to change it. It's not easy to change, and it's not well, it's not easy to change anything. You know, it takes effort, and you have to make new plans. You might have to start doing things differently. You might have to start dressing differently. You might have to start going different places. You might have to connect with different people. There's all kinds of different things that you have to do. But it's, you know, we only have this one life. Like, I don't know how much time I have on this planet. I don't know how much time you have on this planet, but we have the time that we have. And I know for me, I want to be happy while I'm here, and I want to enjoy it. I want to have fun, and I want to feel like I matter. I want to feel like I have, like there's a purpose in my life, that I have a purpose, something to live for. And so, life experience is something that we all gather it one way or the other. Like, you live your life year after year, and you gather experiences. Sometimes when you look at that, you could be like, okay, um, this is my life. I love my people. I love my situation. I love you. Everything might be just fine, but there's something inside of you that is missing, and it's okay to feel that way. There's nothing wrong with the group necessarily that you're in, or your family, or there's nothing wrong with the life that you have already created, but there's still this void inside, and there's nothing wrong with having that void inside. It's very common. It is very common because we make choices for the other people in our lives. We make choices to create something beautiful for them with each other. And so, in all that, like, we kind of forget about the single person, like the individual, like you listening. Like, we forget about that part. And it's our responsibility, it's my responsibility to make sure that I clear out the blockages that I have, that I clear out the old belief systems that didn't work for me, that I clear out the thought patterns that I have, that I make sure that I know that I have my own voice speaking to me in my head, and that I know to direct it to something positive. Because we all have this going on at all times in our lives. So what is the point with all this? Well, so no matter where you're at in your life, there is like there's a part of you that is creative. There's a part of you that is that have talents. There's a part of you that have desire to create something from within, from yourself. Maybe there is something you did when you was a child. Maybe there is something that has just been calling your name. Maybe there's just something that always attracts your attention, or always something that whenever you come across that, it always makes you feel good, and it always makes time go by really fast. And so there's something. Then what do? Like, okay, so maybe this time to listen to the void, that feeling of void. It's not like a doomsday thing. It's more like a nudge from the universe. Like, hey, I want you to look at the void that you're feeling. I want you to look at it, because if you look at it, you can retreat and look at it, and then you can change it. And now you can create a new perspective in your life. Now you can, if you look at it, if you don't ignore it, that's what we do often. We just ignore the feeling of the void. And so we keep going and we keep doing things. We keep trying to cover it up or forget about it or pretend that it's not there. Because maybe we're supposed to be happy. We have everything in life. So you're supposed to be happy. Or, but you don't, if you don't listen to the void, this is how your life is going to be. Now that's going to be the rest of your life. It's going to be lived with the void inside of you. If you don't change it, it won't change. So this is the encouragement again to like maybe take a retreat. Like, how can you do that? Just take a step back, and then maybe you can write out on a paper like my life, current my life. This is my life, and maybe you love your life. That's okay, and all the people in it, and just write it out like this is my life, and here you are. So what is it that you don't utilize within yourself? What is it, what part of yourself is it that you don't use it in your day-to-day life? Like, what is it inside of yourself that if you should do, what is it that you could do that would fulfill, like would fill that void up? And sometimes like you look at what you have, and then you look at maybe where you're at. This is how I feel kind of empty, or I feel like I should, that I want to, not should, we shouldn't really should too much, but could, the things we can do or we could do. Like, so here you are, and then maybe there's something that you could do that would add value to your life. And so you write it out. This is my life. So then you get the perspective. This is now, like, this is the situation. And here I am, and I would love to maybe do these things. What are some things that you could think of that maybe you did when you was a child that made time fly by, or that this is what you always wanted to do when you came to your senses, or when you could, then you always want to do that, or when you went out to play with people or do or hang out with people, this is what you always want to do. And so there's some keys in there. This is your like children are much more open to receiving the messages from the universe, or to listen to the intuition from within, and to listen to those little nudges inside. Children are much more open to that, and life and the people in it will teach us as we move along in our life. That's one of the experiences, is that it's better to just stuff that down, because it'd be laughed of, or people laugh at it, or they say that it's not really, like, it's a child thing, like you should leave it now you're an adult, like stop that nonsense, it's children stuff. And here we are, adult again. And now we're going to bring back the children stuff, which is because children are open and they can receive these messages. So you have your own personal story, and you know where in your story what you love to do, what created that passion and the fire inside of you. It can be anything. And whatever it is, then you write that down. These are the things that really fires up my soul and makes me feel really alive and come alive, and it feels good. And it's like, yeah, exciting. Yeah, I want to do that. And then you start smiling because you start thinking about what you're going to do. And now it's all fun and everything. And you see, and then you have these things that you have somewhere in your life, and I know everybody has it. So it's just about finding it. So how can you retreat, like, from the life? This is your life. You take a step back, and then you just go into your mind, and you try to bring back the things that really sets your soul on fire, that you really love to do it. And you write that down on notes too, and here you are. So now it's like, okay, what can you do? What do you need to transform in your life for you to be able to be on this side of the paper where you're at currently? And then how can you, what do you need to do? What do you need to do to get to where you want to be? How can you integrate the parts of yourself that you really love in your life, that makes you on fire, that makes you all excited and all like wired up, and it's all fun and games and all that stuff? Like, how can you integrate that into your life? And now you can merge the two. You don't have to like leave everything or to go somewhere else, but you can merge it. You can just bring more of yourself, your true nature, into your life, the way you live it in the current. And so what do you need to do? So sometimes transforming, like change, is going to be also always kind of difficult. So whatever you need to change in your life, maybe there is some people that you hang around that wouldn't accept these gifts that you have. And so maybe you want to spend less time with those and find some people who would encourage your gifts. Or maybe there is some, and that can be difficult because you have to like, there are steps, like you have to withdraw, and then you have to find new people, and you have to connect. And so there's some kind of a transformation that needs to happen to get from this point to that point. And so, but the natural talents that you have, the natural skills, the natural drive that you have is really worth it, because these people that don't support it, they're probably not going to add any of that to your life anyway. They might be good people, and they might be doing you good in many ways, but when it comes to your passion, and when it comes to what you love to do in your life, when it comes to your drive, they might not be the people who can help you nourish that. Maybe you can be their teacher. Like when you do this step and they see that you are happier, they're going to see that you smile more. They're going to see that you have more energy. They're going to see that you are just more energized everywhere, more fun to be around. You have a lighter spirit, a better energy about you. And they're going to see that. So maybe they will come to you. Now you can be their teacher. And so what do you do though? So you find your teacher at the current, you find your teacher and you imitate them, or you do what they do, if that's what you want, like, to bring into your life, and you figure out how people do it, and then you model them, and then you just do the same things, and you will have success with it in the same way, whatever area of your life that you choose to breach out and to build on. And so doing that is like just changing something into the passion, like bringing forth the passion in life, because life is more fun when you have more passion. Also, like when you bring this into your life, like more passion, more drive, more fun, making it worth the while, you are building yourself up as a not just the mother and the friend and the wife and the teacher, or whatever, like whatever occupation you have. These are great, like these are great labels, and you did great work. Now you are all these things, but then you are also the person, the passionate person, who have your own skills, who have your own dreams, who have your own desires, which is what makes you unique. It is what makes you stand out from the others. It is what makes you really embody the true nature of who you are. And so you want to find it, and it's always there. Like it's kind of like seeing ourselves from the surface, and then you go beyond the surface and you find the things that really lights you up, because life is more fun when we're more lighted up. So that might be the only reason that you need. But the transformation can be difficult. Transformation, change is always going to be uncomfortable in one way or the other, because you have to leave something behind, and then you have to do something new that you might have not done before. Or maybe this is like I always love my comfort zone in the couch, and so I really want to stay there, but then it's like that's the part of me where I have the time maybe to bring in more passion and my passion projects and everything. So then the uncomfortableness of getting out of there to go to the places that you need to go to in order to do the things that you do might be the only thing that stands between you and a life that you really love. Like, because we can create a life that we really love, we just have to do the things that we really love and make it work within the frames of the life that we have chosen, or the people that we have in our life. And so retreating, like figuring out, seeing yourself in a new light, like how can you transform, maybe just like transform the way you look. Maybe it's just like, okay, maybe I would like to look a little bit more like that, or bring out that little style. Or you can bring out, like, you can do whatever you want to do in your life if it makes you happy and it's not harming anybody, and it's not creating ill or wishing ill on anybody. Then do it, because we only have this one life. We only have this one life. And I know for me, it's like I want a life that I'm happy in. I want to live a life where I can encourage people, where I can maybe be an inspiration so that they want to change too. I've gone through so many changes in my life. And this is why I am so adamant and so passionate about change, because I know, yeah, it's difficult. It's hard. And I've been crying and bawling like a baby sometimes. And it's okay, because it cleanses it out. It's old patterns, it's old things that are, if you have lived a life that you have been just mediocrely happy with for years and years, and every time you say no to yourself, there's a little bit of sadness that comes into you. And there's a little bit of sadness for the life that you know that you would like to have, but you're missing out on it. But you're also very happy about what you have. So you do make that sacrifice. And so year after year, you make the sacrifice, and there builds up this little bit of sadness for the life that you really wanted to have, the life that is truly your heart's desire, or that is uniquely made for you and your personality. And so there's a little bit of stuff that builds up and builds up. And the thing is with change is that when you're in this now today, If you're going to change and make transformations, you have to also acknowledge the sadness that built up for the projects that you never created. And so you have to allow it to come out in one way or the other. And when you retreat, there might be, and when you think about this, you have your life here, you have your dreams, your passions and everything, and here you are. So maybe you can take some time out to just be with yourself and to feel what you feel around these different things that you want to bring back up, and so that you can utilize it. And once you do that, it's like a cleansing. It's like a cleansing of the spirit, to cry it out or scream it out, or if you're angry, then anger it out, but don't hurt anybody or yourself. Do it wisely, like a boxing bag or a gym or jogging or whatever. Do it wisely, but get it out of your system, because otherwise it's going to fester in your system. So renewal and transformation starts within. Whatever blockages made you not do that. Maybe it's like, oh, you're this age, you're not supposed to be doing those things. Well, who said that? And why did I know that that was an absolute truth for everybody on planet Earth? How could that be possible? That's not true. Of course not, because it's individual. Like if you have a desire, you have a passion, that's what matters. It doesn't matter what age it is. That's just like weird. So take your time back, take your decisions back, like bring it back into your hands so that you can bring to life the things that you want to bring to life. Because life is like, when life gets really daunting, or it's like, there are so many things that can fulfill us. There are so many things that can make us feel really good. And there are so many things that can make us feel really happy. So we should aim for those things while we are here on planet Earth. That's what I think we should do. We shouldn't do anything, but we could. If you want to be more happy, you can. And that's the thing, that's the trick. You can find more happiness if you want to. If you want to, and you can integrate it, but you have to find what puts your soul on fire, what makes you happy. What is it that makes you feel good about things? And it can be completely different from everybody else. And once you find this here, you integrate it into your life, you are going to have a different experience on planet Earth. And now you can teach your other friends over there who might not be encouraging, or they might not be supportive. And now you be a model for them. Now they can see why she's so happy. Okay, so she took matters into her own hands, and then she figured out what she liked and what she didn't like. And now we can teach them, people, to find some more joy in their life too. The more happier people we have here on planet Earth, the happier we're going to be all together. And the beautiful light in me, it honors and it loves and it respects the same beautiful light in you. And until next time, namaste.